Hello everyone, this is your girl Maggie. Welcome to another hair braiding session. As you can see, we're doing sew-ins today. People call it different names in different countries. In Africa, we just call it, especially in Cameroon, where I come from, we just call it gref. Here in the US, it's called sew-in. So let's get started. In order to successfully do any sew-in, you have to decide what pattern you want to use depending on the style you're going in for. This sew-in, I'm doing an invisible line sew-in. For the back, I just did a continuous wave in, wave out of cornrow, if I can put it. So after doing 3 lines at the back, on the 4th line I now connect to in front because I'm doing an invisible line sew-in. So I want to make sure I have some hair in front so that I can it'll be easy for the style I want. So it just depends on what style of the client chooses. Okay, so I'm doing 2 lines in front, and then after I do the 2 lines in front, I'm going to do a couple of lines in the middle. The client has short hair extension, so for short hair extension and for the kind of style she wants, I want to make sure that the hair is, I have a good pattern in between so that I can be able to sew in very. As you can see, that's what I have. I have about 4 lines below, and then I have 2 lines in front, and then in the middle I have a couple of lines. So that's what I'm going to use as my base to start sewing in. Okay, so most sewing ins, you're going to start from the back. So I start from the back, and I'm just going to follow through the pattern that have already been created. Okay, since as I'm doing an invisible sew in, once I get already like halfway the hair, as you can see, I'll start bringing the extension or the mesh or in front, because I have to start laying the groundwork for the finishing. Now when you're doing invisible line like you're doing, from halfway like this, you just have to keep going round and round, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So you start sewing in front, going round and bringing everything round and round, so it will just be a circular path of round and round. And since the invisible line is on one side, mind you, you're gonna take a little bit of the side that has the invisible line and more of the side that doesn't have the line, or more of the side the line is going to fall on. So you have to be, it's a little bit tricky there. As you can see, we are almost getting there, so you just keep going line after line, round and round. So that's basically the technique with doing invisible line patterns.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders.
So as you can see, yeah, so gone round and round and round and round until we are at the final. Until you do it until every part of the hair is covered, as you can see. So then you just try to make a knot somehow for the final part of it. So if you do it properly, everything gets inside nice and sweet like that. So you can either choose to cut off your thread there, but what I do is I pass the thread in like that, so that when I finally cut the thread, I don't risk having my the extension loosening. Okay, so I pass it through to another section and then I cut, so that way I have a much firmer hair. Now, depending on what your client wants, I'm just doing slight trimming because the hair is already heavy on its own, so I just trim just do minimal trimming. And wow, it's quite lovely at the back already, as you can see. And there goes my invisible line. Whoo, isn't that lovely? This is the same hair like a month plus after. I mean, it was some kind of human hair. She's still carrying it, and she can always comb it and change patterns however she wants, because that's the beauty with invisible line. You can always choose how far apart to the left or how far apart to the right you want it. So hope this tutorial was helpful.